Hey guys, time to chill out with Sub-07 and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we defeated Chuck of Cianwood City Gym and obtained the Storm Badge, putting us more than halfway there to getting all the Johto Gym badges. Just look at that. It's a nice fist. This time, we're going to be taking care of some revisits that I've been promising that we were going to do. Last time, once we took care of Chuck, we kind of went around and picked up some stuff with the Ruins of Alph and such. But there's a couple other things that I've been wanting to take care of that we haven't really had the time to do just yet. And speaking of time, that's exactly what I needed to have happen. We're on Route 32 right now, and while I have the full party of people with us, I also brought our two HM partners of Jerry and Prodigy. Why? Because they're useful. Hello, Bellsprout. Get me out of here. Pretty much, we're going to be doing some more cleanup, but assuming things go well, we might just do the fight with Jasmine this episode, because I realized it's kind of a one-shot. First off, we have this tree that we've never cut down, and if you cut it down, you can go to see this person. Roar! People run when I roar, but you came looking! That pleases me! Now take this! And this guy just gives you a TM. TM number 5, which is, of course, Roar. Roar! It's Roar! Even Pokemon run from a good roar. Yeah, that's the truth. I want to say there's supposed to be like a hidden item around here. Let's try the item finder, actually, because for all I know, there is. That's the wrong menu for it. Item finder? Anything? Nothing. God damn it. Well, that's not important right now. What is important is that we're actually recording this on a very specific day, because I want something very specific to happen, and it has to be Friday for that. Well, actually, there's actually two things that we can do because it's Friday. But first things first, let's keep moving around here, because there's someone that we want to meet. That is not Bellsprout. Like, seriously, get lost. I suppose we could use Super Repels, but, I'm gonna be very blunt with you. Whatever you do, don't use Repels. Here we go. This is the one that I'm thinking of. On Fridays only, this girl appears. Yahoo! It's Friday! I'm Frida of Friday. Nice to meet you. Here's a poison barb for you. Jesus. That's a bit of a screwed up gift. Oh! I was wondering if that was gonna come up at some point. You know what? This can go on, I guess Artemis, because Artemis isn't the fastest. There. Gimme! Please give me that poison barb. There we go. Give it to a Pokemon that has poison-type moves. Oh! It's Wicked! You'll be shocked how good it makes poison moves. This is Frida, another member of the Day of the Week siblings. She only appears Fridays, and she gives you the poison barb, which powers up poison moves. We don't have any poison moves. Sad. We do have Golbat, but he hasn't learned any poison attacks at all. And I'm gonna be honest, the poison attack that I plan to give him is not really an attack, so that's not the most helpful thing right now. Let's deposit some items real fast, though, because we actually honestly have too many. Oh my god. No. You know what? Here's what we're going to do, actually, instead. I'm going to put away stuff like the heal powder and the energy root, but I'm going to sell that god dang nugget, because it's been just sitting in our inventory taking up space, when you could just be making money off that thing. It's so much nicer to do that. Since we can't use the poison barb, we're going to put that in the PC as well, just for safekeeping, because I'm not going to use it. Same with the moonstone. And I guess, have I put the sunstone in there? I'm pretty sure I have. No, I have not. Go in there. There we go. And if I ever forget about that when I eventually promise to evolve Jerry, get us to 1,000 subscribers, and we'll evolve Jerry, then make sure to remind me in the comments. For now, I'll be right back. Alright, let's finally sell this stupid nugget, because this has been sitting in our inventory taking up space. Selling a nugget gets you $5,000 right on the dollar, which is very much worth it. So by all means, take that. And while we're here, I'm going to buy some Pokeballs. I'm going to buy 20 of them, and you might think that's a lot, and it is. But for what we're doing, we want to have extra balls on hand. Trust me, this is important. I'll see you guys back down there. Once again, now that we're by Union Cave, if you recall from ages ago, we said there's a Pokemon that only appears at the bottom of Union Cave on Friday nights. Well, not nights specifically, but it is specifically for Fridays. So I think it's time we pay that Pokemon in particular a visit. We did see the bottom of the cave before last time, but there was nothing there at the time because that recording was done on Sunday. Oops. Let's see if we can't just do something about that, because it's important that we take a look at it, I think. What isn't important is all these damn encounters. And if I have a repel, I'm putting it up momentarily. Get out of here, Rattata. Thank you. Let's see, do we have anything that I can use? Yes, yes we do, thank goodness. Get me out of here. Spray to pay. Now yeah, as we head back down, remember to not take the first ladder you see. That'll be the pathway to get us back to the ruins of Alph, and there is another entrance that we need to go down that way. But we want to take this one. Cross the water with current. And let's go this way. I don't know why, it always does make me laugh that it's just like the icon of a Lapras for when you're surfing down here. It's just funny to me. And of course, surfing music is always nice to me. I believe we gotta head this direction. Because otherwise it's just a brick wall and we can't exactly catch anything on that side. And right in here. If you look very closely, seems familiar, doesn't it? I highly recommend you save. If only because it makes your life a lot easier. Save our progress. I think we're ready. Let's do it. Say hello to our friend here. And it's time for a wild encounter with Lapras. Lapras is a really good Pokemon. Genuinely. That beefy attack stat, or not beefy attack stat, wow, I've already botched it. That beefy HP stat combined with some pretty average at worst stats outside of a low speed stat means Lapras is a very, very good tank. It's incredibly strong at taking hits, and it can give them back decently while sporting a very good offensive typing with Water Ice, meaning it can cover a lot of weaknesses against it. Lapras has always been a relatively consistent Pokemon because its beefy HP stat means it's very hard to deal with. You never know when one's going to pop up, and when it does, you have to sit there dealing with it because, while it can't hit you all that hard, you can't hit it that hard back because of so much health it has. This is a Pokemon that would be very much worth it if you want a good water type for your team, and it's the first instance of an ice type for your team that doesn't require getting a stone or something to get it to that. If you want an ice type, this is very much a possibility. I'm going to hope that sparking this thing does not kill it instantly. Please don't. Nice. That's a good start. Now, Lapras, depending on the version, has different moves. In this game, it has Growl, Mist, and a couple other attacks, but it actually has Confuse Ray and such in Generation 4 in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So if you want to catch it in that version, you might want to be a bit more careful. Stark is not in the party currently, so we don't have False Swipe at our disposal. But you're pretty low on health, so I'm going to try this right now. Paralyzed also adds to making it easier to catch a Pokemon, so hopefully this isn't a problem. Oh, gotta get my hopes up. Fully paralyzed though, that's good. The reason why I bought so many Pokeballs was for this specifically, because you never know. Sometimes static encounters can just be mean. Like that. Ugh. Come on. Don't do this to me, Lapras. Try this again. Come on. Lapras does have a relatively low catch rate as well of 45, I believe, which is slightly over like a 10% chance. So that's also why this is not the best situation to be catching this. But unfortunately, I don't have any balls that make this really easy because you're not fishing, so this doesn't count as something the lure ball can use. And while I do have one great ball, that's only going to help so much. And Lapras isn't fast enough for Fastball to be useful at all. I suppose we could have tried the heavy ball, but I don't know how well that would have gone. You know, let's take a risk. I'm going to switch to Artemis, because I have an idea. We'll use the weakest move we have, which is Mud Slap, and see what that does. Nice. Because again, the lower Pokemon's health is, the easier it is to catch, so naturally, you want it to be as low as possible, and I think that is the lowest I'm willing to try and make it, so that no disaster strikes us. Come on, sevens. I get it, you hate me, Lapras, come on. Admittedly, Lapras is a Pokemon that I do have a little bit of experience with. It is just a solid Pokemon in general, but I don't know. This has always been a Pokemon that I think is pretty solid, but I never really think about it all that much. Probably because it's normally reserved for one-of-a-kinds, in the sense of you don't really see it very often as a wild encounter that isn't just like the one-off event. Because you get one in Silphco in Gen 1, you get this one as your wild encounter for it in Gen 2. I don't think it even shows up at all in Generation 3, and same with Gen 4. But later gens actually made this relatively easy to find because they made it just a rare encounter that you can't come across. And hey! Complaining about Lapras actually works. Let's go. Lapras' data was newly added to the Pokedex. Lapras is the transport Pokemon. This gentle Pokemon loves to give people rides and provides a very comfortable way to get around. It was sort of a joke for a long time that Lapras was on the verge of extinction, but thanks to conservation efforts, later gens mean it's relatively easy to encounter, so good for Lapras. Give a nickname to Lapras? Yes. And I'm not going to make the same mistake I made in Fire Red Leaf Green. I have learned. It's not that late at night, it's only 11. Let's see. Ooh. You know what? This actually works. You're a sea turtle. And you're a boy, so you know what? Your name is Crush. Shout out to anyone that actually understands what I'm referencing. But since we have that taken care of, it's time to start heading back for the Ruins of Alph. Because there's still one more entrance to that place that we haven't yet discovered. And we really should have. I just kind of missed it the last time because I was running out of time and also I was a little bit delirious from too much recording. But it's not too far off for us. We just gotta make a very quick detour this way. Uh-oh, Repel's Pack wore off. Let's see how long we can last without getting swamped with encounters. Better than I thought we would, to be honest. And let's head over this way. Because if memory serves me correctly, there's 2 spots that we can do this. And unfortunately, the wild encounter breaks the streak, darn. Hello, Whoop. Everyone does love Whooper. Fun fact, actually, as of the day of recording this, this is day 1 of Classic Game Fest for Austin, Texas, if you are in that area, which I personally am. And on my way to the convention to pick up a friend, I actually saw someone on a motorcycle with a life-size Whooper plushie stuck to the back of it. Glorious. Let's get out of here. Yes, I think... Is it this one? No, I think we already took this route. We need to take the one up top. Yes! It's been a while since I last saw another person. Don't be shy, let's battle! This is definitely one that we have not taken because I would have fought this guy by now. Hiker Phillip wants to battle with 2 L's. Interesting. Might have been a typo. Oh, you poor sap. You got a Geodude? I have a Current. You're not having a good day today, bud. Perish. Nice and easy. Another Geodude. That's not going to be a concern of us. Now, I might also be wondering, I said I don't like using repels while I'm outside, but I use them in Union Cave just fine. Why is that? Well, there's kind of something that is important that has happened ever since we went to Ecruteak that involves wild encounters while you're outdoors. Whatever you do, don't skimp on running into things in the wild when you're outside of dungeons or caves. Trust me, it will be important. Use Surf. And casually flush this Graveler. You actually don't even... You're not even supposed to appear by now. You're supposed to be level 30 evolution, you stupid rock. Nice. Urgh. Easy peasy. And now that we're past him, there's this other exit right here that leads us to the final cave of Ruins of Alph and some grass. So yes, there is in fact other ways to get wild encounters out here that aren't just unknown or whoopers. But first we gotta deal with this guy. This is a strange place. Yeah, I would say that. Ruins of Alph is a pretty strange place. And you're a pretty strange person being a psychic out here. Who sends out? Girafarig! We haven't actually seen one of those yet. Nice. I was kind of hoping that would show up sooner or later. Let's bite it. Chomp. Pretty good. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Confusion is a psychic attack, of course. And Alucard being part poison means that's a bad thing. Inferno, you take care of business. That's not gonna hurt too much, I hope. No, perfect. Burn. One more should do it. Gonna use Stomp, but that doesn't mean much. Giraffe's another Pokemon that we actually can't obtain in Silver or Crystal Version through normal means, but we'll be covering it when we have the chance to for Gold and Silver, because, like I said, we're gonna cover everything you can encounter. Maybe not necessarily in this version, but you can encounter in Gen 2. Ellipses. What's wrong? Nope. Mom. Stop buying things with my cash. Whatever. I like thinking here. Well, good for you. Now this grass is actually important because there's 2 new encounters here. One of which we can't actually show off right now because it's nighttime. This is fine. The other ones we can hopefully show off without issue because it's the most common encounter here. Swear to God. Yeah! Our first new encounter for this place, Natu. Natu is unique. It is a psychic flying type, which is a new combination we've never seen before. It's a relatively simple Pokemon with relatively good speed and good special attack. Learns some decent moves, and it's average all around, I would say. Not a bad Pokemon if you want a psychic type for your team, but it's not the best thing you could run into either. That being said, Natu is also part of the very exclusive club known as the Borb Club. He is Bird, and he is Orb, therefore he is Borb. This is a club shared by him, Hoot Hoot, Rowlet, and Rookity from Sword and Shield. I've yet to find any alternatives. However, there is one other Pokemon that you can potentially run into out here with a 10% encounter rate that is only during the day and mornings for Crystal version, but not for the other version for some reason. That is Smeargle. I may look at this thing and think, that looks terrible. Those are horrible stats. Frankly, abysmal stats. Some of the worst offenses we've seen that isn't tied to a Shuckle. Why would I ever want to use this thing? Simple. This is the only Pokemon where stats don't matter. Because Shuckle has defense, Smeargle has creativity. Smeargle comes with one of the most impressive moves in the entire franchise, Sketch. Whatever it sees last that was used in battle, Sketch permanently copies and becomes. What this means is, Smeargle can learn anything. Anything. You want this thing to learn Lock On and Guillotine? You can do that. You want it to spam out weather conditions to help your team? You can do that. You want it to learn Spore to be an asshole with a 100% sleep move? You can do that. Smeargle can learn just about any move in the entirety of the franchise, with very few exceptions. There are a couple moves that Sketch does not work on. And luckily, they're actually extremely small and hard to come across moves. Those moves are Sketch itself, Hyperspace Fury, the signature move of Hoopa Unbound, Dark Void, probably for the best, Terra Starstorm, and Struggle. Yeah, you can't learn the move that you would only learn through losing all your PP, because that'd be really confusing. This is a Pokemon that requires a lot of patience and trial and error to really use properly, but if mastered, they can become an absolute menace. That being said, we still have one more cave to check out. Now this cave, well this entrance I should say to Ruins of Alph, has a message that we can't do anything with. And like with the water one, water is actually very important, but we can't do anything with it because we require a water stone. You have to use it while facing the wall. And we don't have one, so that sucks. What is our puzzle? A Pokemon that flew gracefully on rainbow-colored wings. If you know, you know, but let's solve this puzzle real fast. Thankfully, this one, while it's being one of the more complex shapes, easily points out what the 4 corners are, so it's not too hard to do. Let's see if I can get this right. Something like this, I believe. I think so. I think that's right. Looks more right. It's almost like I understand how these puzzles work because I've done them before in the past. At least one would hope. That looks more right than doing it on the other side. Something is not right here. We gotta rearrange this a little bit. I think it looks something like this. No. There you are. Quite an interesting looking creature. Hopefully one day we'll be able to see something like that. There's a strange presence here. And that is the last of the puzzles for the unknown. Once that last one is done, all unknown will now be available to catch and obtain. That being said, that is not the last thing that I want to do before we decide to punch Jasmine in the mouth, metaphorically speaking. There's a couple spots that I want to go take a look at because they have stuff for us that we haven't been able to collect because missing HMs or just not getting around to it. First things first, I will meet you back at the Slowpoke Well in Azalea Town. Be right back. Alright, back in Azalea Town, we're going right into the Slowpoke Well. Why? Because there's something very important for us here, of course. Water. No, just kidding. If you remember way back when we first were in here dealing with Team Rocket, there was actually this boulder, which we couldn't do anything about, but since we now have Prodigy, we can fix that. Push. There's exactly one item for us that we can get around here, and it's pretty worth it, I'm gonna be honest. Especially in our team composition, because trust me, what we're about to get, you might want to consider. Take that. And cross the water to get to this right here, where you find out there's actually a second level to this place. Yeah, Slowpoke Well's bigger than you think it is. The Pokemon are going to be stronger here, but of course the thing we want is this. TM18. What is TM18? A very, very helpful move by the name of Rain Dance. Boost water type moves for 5 turns. I am putting this on current almost immediately. Now, I might think, why would I do that? And why couldn't I just put it on Artemis? Well, it's because this actually works twofold for me. Delete an older move to make room for Rain Dance? Yes. Now be careful. Get rid of Flail. Flail has served its purpose, and I no longer need it. Excellent. The reason why I want that is that Current is going to be very important in learning another move at some point, known as Thunder. Thunder is one of the strongest electric attacks there is, but it's 70% accurate unless you do it in water. Also, there's this dude hanging out here. What are you doing down here? I'm waiting to see Slowpoke's moment of evolution. Through observation, I made a new discovery. A Slowpoke with a King's Rock often gets bitten by a Shelder. Here, I'll share a King's Rock with you. Whoa! You're where we get the King's Rock from? Interesting. Okay, we'll have to talk about that in a second. That's kind of neat. But yeah, Thunder becomes 100% accurate in water when it's raining. So, if you want to just be able to freely spam Thunder, have a Pokemon with Rain Dance on your team. It's really helpful. I will meet you guys back, however, by the Burn Tower, where we can actually discuss what the King's Rock does, because that's actually pretty useful. Back inside the Burn Tower, remember, there was a Strength Boulder that we couldn't touch at the time. Let's finally take care of that, and deal with whatever wild encounter we're thrown at. Hello, Coughing. Goodbye, Coughing. That being said, let's go right here. Oh my god, come on. Out of my face, please. Yes, I know, you think you're cool. Get out. Got away safely. Much better. Let's push this boulder. Go for it, Prodigy. And let's pick up the last item that has been eluding us for so long. TM20. What's TM20 exactly? I'm not sure, actually. Let's take a look. Endure! Always leaves at least 1 HP. That is basically your brick wall move. You don't want to die, but you think you're going to be low on health anyway. Use that. It is useful to have a move like Flail or, say, Reversal, which those are moves that get stronger when you have less health. But Endure is not the most helpful otherwise, and you gotta be real careful with that, like making sure you're the fastest Pokemon on the field kind. Because if priority moves comes up, you're screwed. I'll meet you guys back in Olivine City. Actually, I won't. Before I forget, talk to this girl. After you beat her, I know something good. Moo Farm's milk is famous for its flavor. You're really good at Pokemon. Boys give me items after battles, but sometimes they give me too much. Next time I can share some if you want. Let me get your phone number. Sure. The phone's out of memory. Oh, son of a... Wow, that actually came up. We ran out of people. Who do I want to get rid of? Well, there's Bill. We're not going to get rid of Bill. I guess we can get rid of Picnic or Liz. She's not really that helpful. And once again, if you want a phone number back, you can just talk to the person again. So let's see if we can get this one, because last here, I forget what her name is. Dana. Last Dana can give you items randomly, which Liz can't. I'll take that. Back to Olivine. Alright, we're back in Olivine. And you know what that means. It's time for a gym battle. Now, the thing about Olivine City Gym, Jasmine uses the newly discovered Steel type. I don't know very much about it. Yeah, there's really not much else you can do. And there's no trainers. It's just you and her. Best gym ever. Even in Heart Gold Soul Silver, there'll be other trainers, but they won't actually battle you. They'll just be like saying thank you to getting Jasmine back. This gym might be a bit challenging for you though, because Jasmine is over-leveled compared to her contemporaries. Make sure you are prepared going into this fight, because she might just wreck you if you're not prepared for this. I know I said that about Chuck, and we kind of destroyed him, and I said that about Morty and Whitney, and we took care of them relatively easily. Just be careful. I'm actually going to be leading with Artemis for this, because you want to have a ground-type move of some kind for what's about to happen. Trust me. Let's begin. Thank you for your help at the lighthouse. But this is different. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Jasmine, a gym leader. I use the Steel type. Do you know about the Steel type? It's a type that was only recently discovered. May I begin? She's not going to give you any hints for this. You need to figure out what Steel's weaknesses are on your own. Luckily, I already know. Leader Jasmine wants to battle. She starts out with Magnemite. Magnemite here is level 30, meaning it should have been a Magneton by now, you stupid idiot. Electric Steel type with Thunderbolts, Supersonic, Sonic Boom, and Thunder Wave. Powerful moveset because it can set up Parafusion or get fixed damage if you have a ground type. That being said, we have a ground type move, let's use it. Thankfully, Magnemites are not as fast as you may assume them to be. And let's lower some accuracy. Gets out the Thunder Wave, that's not good. The problem with Magnemite is that it is going to go straight for Parafusion stats. And it can do that. Oh, I don't like that. That's not a good start. Please do not fail me, Artemis. I said don't fail me. This is what Jasmine does. She goes for Parafusion, and then she immediately starts blasting. Because she understands it's a really good strategy. A really, really good strategy. So much so that we are going to try to ignore it as much as we can by switching to Inferno. Why are we switching to Inferno? 2 reasons. 1, oh thank God she missed. Fire. Steel is weak to fire. And 2, Magnemites have very low special defense. Get out of here. Nice. Now comes the real test, though, because she's going to go straight for her ace, Steelix. We're going to tag out. Actually, no, we're going to stay in. I like this idea. Her ace Pokemon is Steelix. Level 35. Very high level for this point in the adventure. Steel ground type, Iron Tail, Rock Throw, Sunny Day, Screech. Why is it no Sunny Day? Because it understands that if you're going to bring a water type to this gym, it needs to do something about that. We're going to attempt to blind this thing real quickly. Because its signature move is a relatively low accuracy Iron Tail, and while it does have Rock Throw, we can at least try to slow it down a little bit. Some more smoke screens would be nice. Thank you, bud. Depending on if it lands its attacks, Inferno might not get to play much in this fight, which is unfortunate, but Inferno is also going to be our key to this, because once again, accuracy checks are really, really good. Unfortunately, not good enough. Well, he's been lowered 3 times, so that takes care of the most important part of this fight. Sorry, bud. Which means it's Current's time to shine. Because remember, Steelix is part ground. This is not going to be a fun day for Steelix. Surf. Ooh, chunky damage. And yeah, like I said, he will use Sunny Day because he understands I need to do something to stop you. But even with that Sunny Day cutting down Surf's power, Current is going to be strong enough that we should be good enough to finish you off. Oh, just barely. Well, you can't hit us for nuts, so that's fine. Sunlight is strong. Now, Jasmine will actually use healing items, so watch out. You're not going to get the chance to perfectly finish this thing off if she notices her stuff's in the red. She is prepared for such a thing. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that too much, and I think it's time that we take a second to heal up Artemis. We unfortunately still don't have any revives of any kind, so we're going to have to take care of that real quick. And Inferno cannot contribute to this fight. But Artemis will be important for taking care of the last Magnemite, because her last Pokemon is another Magnemite. Sunlight is strong, that's fine. Because, if memory serves me, that's the sleep. Super Potion, that's Ice Berry. Do we have anything for... No, we don't. We don't have a Paralysis Cure. That's unfortunate. Well then, I guess I'm gonna have to play this the hard way. You Surf. Get out of here. Now, Sunny Day lasts for 5 turns, so thankfully it is gone now, which means you're dead. Shine. Easy does it. Good job, Current. And good job, Inferno, for blinding this thing so much. Much appreciated, bud. And her last Pokemon, once again, is a Magnemite. Same exact moveset as the previous Magnemite, so not much to talk about. But we can paralyze it. And thankfully, since we're part Electric type, we don't actually deal with taking super effective hits from Thunderbolt. But I believe we can do this. Rain Dance. To buff the power of water attacks. Now, you may be doing Thunder Wave as well, but we're already faster than you, even without the Thunder Wave, so, wow, the mythical double full paralyze. That never happens. Oh, you bitch! I swear to God, Jasmine. Don't start. Use Surf. Steel does not resist water. This should be neutral damage. And by neutral, I mean you're dead. Easy fucking clap. 7 levels higher doesn't mean anything. You're a better trainer than me, in both skill and kindness. In accordance with league rules, I confer upon you this badge. $3,500 for winning. Send some to Mom. And we receive the Mineral Badge. Badge number 6. Mineral Badge raises Pokemon's defense. Please take this too. We get TM23 for our troubles, which is Iron Tail, Steelix's signature move. You could use that TM to cheat Iron Tail. Let's talk to her again real fast. I don't know how to say this, but good luck. Yeah, Jasmine's kind of the timid gym leader of the bunch. She's played it more confidently in the anime and such, but she goes through a lot, and I think it's understandable given that she was watching her sick Pokemon for a long time. But yeah, 6 badges down. 2 to go. Let's heal up the team real quick. Good job, everybody. That fight wasn't really going to be the best for everyone to shine, since Stark and Alucard don't really have ways to contribute much. Artemis tried to, but Paralysis kind of threw a wrench in that works. But I'm proud of how we're doing this so far. Like, we're getting there. 2 more to go. But I think for now, it's time we stop here. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we head back to Ekritique, and we head east to see what lies on that pathway for us. Till next time, ice out.